Good evening, council, staff, members of the public. May I have a mover and seconder to call the meeting to order, please? And Councillors Garwood and Deputy Cabral at the special meeting of the Council of the Township of Springwater of October 11th, 2023 come to order at 6:30 p.m. All those in favor? And that has carried. Councillor, are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest this evening? And seeing none, may I have a mover and seconder to call the public meeting to order, please? Councillors Thompson and Moore. That the public meeting of the council held under section 34 of the Planning Act for municipal-led zoning bylaw amendment ZB 2023-015 for shipping containers be called to order at 6:31 p.m. All those in favor? And that has carried. Welcome to this public meeting of the Township of Springwater Council, held in compliance with section 34 of the Planning Act to give the public an opportunity to express their views in regard to the proposed amendment for the Township of Springwater zoning bylaw amended. The first part of the meeting will be to present the amendment. Following, the public will be given an opportunity to make an oral submission through Zoom application or in person. Any person wishing to make an oral submission is to have notified the township prior to 8:30 a.m. this morning and is being added to the chronometers list. If a person or public body who files an appeal of a decision of the Township of Springwater in respect to the zoning bylaw amendment does not make oral submissions at the public meeting or written submissions to the township before the proposed zoning bylaw amendment is passed, the Ontario Line Tribunal may dismiss all or part of the appeal. All the comments and questions should be addressed through the chair. Oral submissions will be included in the meeting's minutes and form part of the public record, including the name, address of this and address of the speaker, as information collected under the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. The minutes of the meeting will be posted to the township website. I will now call upon the clerk to confirm the notice of this meeting and the dates on which notice was given.
Notice of this public meeting was published in the Springwater News on the 14th day of September 2023 and circulated electronically or mailed to all persons and public bodies as prescribed under the Planning Act and its regulations. Notice it was also posted on the township's website.
Has the planning department received any correspondence in response to the notice of the public meeting?
Correspondence was received from the Nottawasaga Valley Conservation Authority in an email dated October 4th, 2023, from residents of 3892 Highway 26 in a letter received October 7th, 2023, from Bell Canada in an email dated October 10th, 2023, and from Severn Sound Environmental Association in an email dated October 10th, 2023. All of the correspondence can be found attached to this evening's agenda.
Thank you. I will now call upon Planner Belcourt and Planner Lisk to give a presentation outlining the proposed and the purpose and effect of the zoning bylaw amendment.
Thank you, Mayor Coughlin and Council. As the Mayor noted, tonight's public meeting is to discuss the municipal-led zoning bylaw amendment on shipping containers and provide the opportunity for the public consultation. The purpose of the draft amendment is to establish clear provisions related to the use of shipping containers for accessory storage in the municipality. Next slide. In summary, tonight we will go over the existing provisions as well as the draft new provisions. It should be noted that there has been some updates to the draft policies as a result of discussions had with council back in September. We will highlight these as we go through the rest of the presentation. Finally, we will conclude tonight with the next steps.
Next slide. Thank you. So currently under the Township Zoning Bylaw 5000, we currently prohibit the use or placement of any shipping container or disused rail car, truck, coach, or bus or part thereof. However, So currently the zoning bylaw prohibits these types of structures on any property in the township. However, located in the general industrial outside storage zone, these structures are permitted. So currently that is the policy. They're prohibited unless you're in the industrial inside-outside storage zone. The use is permitted as part of a building material as long as all building code and zoning provisions are complied with. And this will continue to be permitted with the new amendment. Next slide. Under the draft policies, there is a new definition. The shipping container shall mean a structure originally or designed for capable of being mounted or moved by rail, truck, or ship by means of being mounted on a chassis or similar transportation device, and now utilized for accessory storage. This definition includes the terms disused rail car and storage container, having a similar appearance or characteristics to a shipping container.
Next slide. So the draft new provisions identify zones in which the use of shipping containers may be permitted. These zones include the rural residential, which was a new addition following our previous discussions, highway commercial, rural commercial, kennel, general industrial inside storage, general industrial outside storage, open space, and agricultural. The map on the screen and included in the handout, which was shared with council in your mailboxes, illustrates each of these zones with a different color and shows where shipping containers are being considered throughout the municipality. You will note in white on the map, these are the areas where it would continue to not be permitted. These areas are mainly concentrated within urban settings or settlement areas. So shipping container, however, where outside storage is permitted, a shipping container could be utilized as outside storage. This is consistent with what is permitted today in the MO zone. Additionally, again, this is a new addition following our discussions with council. In any zone, the temporary use of a shipping container may be permitted for the storage of tools or materials or personal goods in connection with construction or renovations to a main building, or when one is moving or in the process of moving.
Next slide. So a few takeaways of the draft policies are in the zones that they are permitted, as Brian had just mentioned, they would need to be accessory storage, so accessory to a main use on that property, and they need to be located in the rear yard, so behind the main building on that property. A few other points were they can't be located in the required parking or landscape area. The applicable provisions for the accessory building for that zone must be complied with in terms of the setbacks, lot coverage, and the total area of those buildings. The combined total area of the accessory buildings shall remain equal to or less than the main building on the property. So the main building continues to be the main use of the property, and these shipping containers or storage do not overtake that main use. The maximum height is 4.5 meters and cannot be taller than that main building, which is consistent with the township's accessory building provisions. Sorry, just one final point. They can't be used for human habitation, which is consistent with the accessory building provisions. Next slide. So following tonight's public meeting and consultation, township staff will take all the public comments back and review the draft policies and provide any changes that we see that to meet any of those comments that came out of tonight's meeting. Staff will report back with a recommendation report and final bylaw for council's adoption and consideration at a later council meeting.
Next slide. So that concludes our presentation this evening. Both Planner Lisk and myself welcome any comments from the public or council. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will now call upon our moderator to provide the number of people who have registered to ask questions or make comments on the application. Sorry, you're muted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Coughlin. There are 3 members of the public who have registered to make an oral submission. So we have Catherine and Peter Hish of 2702 Crossland Road. So I will promote you and you may now address council with your questions or concerns.
I do see that they are online here, so just one more moment.
So they have indicated they have declined to speak. So we also have Jason McKaig of 3236 Little Lake Road. So you may also address council with your questions or concerns. Seeing they are not online, we also have Kelly Walker Prince of 1230 Floss Road 4 East. So you may also address council with your questions or concerns. And they are also not online, so.
Are there any individuals, members of the public that are here with us tonight that would like to make an oral submission for the public meeting? And if so, you can just come up to the mic, pull them in close, start with your name. I don't see any at this time. At this time, I will turn to members of council for any questions or comments. And Councillor Alexander.
Thank you, Mayor Coughlin. I would just ask that staff take into account the Severn Sound Environmental Association's recommendations with respect to water. I know we probably only have Orr Lake where that would be an issue, but it might be prudent for us to think ahead in that manner.
Not seeing anything further. Thank you to all who participated in the public meeting with respect to the proposed zoning bylaw amendment and for showing an interest in the matter. May I have a mover and a seconder to adjourn the public meeting? I have Councillors Fisher and Moore. That the public meeting of the council had held under sections 34 of the Planning Act for ZB 2023-015 for our shipping containers does now adjourn at 6:42 p.m. All those in favor? And that has carried. Thank you. For members of the public that are here, if it's the microphones that are too scary, if you want to send something, you can still submit comments directly to our staff. And actually, I do see that our planners are going out back. If you would like to submit comments that way, it's a lot less scary. But thank you very much for being here. I know that seemed really short, but appreciate it. May I have a mover and seconder to refer ZB 2023-015 shipping containers back to staff? Deputy Cabral, Councillor Thompson. The council having held a public meeting in accordance with section 34 of the Planning Act RSO 1990 CP13 as amended on a municipal led zoning bylaw amendment ZB 2023-015, having noted correspondence and input received, direct that the application be referred back to staff. Anything else on that motion? All those in favor? And that has carried. May I have a mover and seconder for the report regarding the Berry Hill Road asphalt agreement, please? I have Councillor Moore and Fisher. That the report from the manager of Roads and Fleet regarding the Berry Hill asphalt agreement dated October 11th, 2023 be received. And then that council enter into an agreement with John Eek and Son Limited to pave 480 meters of the Berry Hill Road from Sunnydale Road to its southern limit to the township standards, and that a bylaw be presented to council for consideration and approval. At this time, I will turn to, do we want to do an update on that, or is that, sorry, Manager Haw?
Through your Mayor Coughlin to the rest of council, nothing further. John Eek would like to move ahead with this as long as council's in favor, and we look forward to working with him.
Thank you for that. Councillor Moore? Just your microphone. Thank you.
Sorry, I did receive correspondence today, but it's going to just take me 2 seconds to find it. And it was from a resident, excuse me, on Berry Hill Farms Road, at the corner of Berry Hill Farms Road and Sunnydale Road. Quite upset about the condition of the road, all the dust, the length of time it's taking from pavement being ripped up to now being paved. So could you give me just a little history on what's been happening at that end? We also had an issue with a speed sign that went up and then got taken down. So
Manager Haw?
Yeah, through you, Mayor Coughlin to Councillor Moore. So The township has undertaken some ditching work and culvert replacement on Berry Hill Road. Earlier this summer, part of that was the removal of the asphalt. And as part of that, John Eek had come forward about wishing to pave the road, and in speaking with CAO Schmidt, he wanted to get an agreement in front of council with you guys, so it has taken a little longer than anticipated, but with council's wishes, we would like to move forward with it. And I know John Eek would like to move forward.
Follow on, please. Thank you. Through you, Mayor Coughlin, then, do you anticipate what kind of a timeline are we looking at? We're getting late in the year now. Lickety, like soon?
Manager Hahn? Sorry, we have,
Through you, Mayor Coughlin to Councillor Moore. As soon as weather permits, I believe he would like to do it. We need this sort of agreement with you guys to move that process ahead. So pending council's decision this evening, I will be reaching out to John Eek and Sons as soon as possible to get things scheduled.
are any further questions or comments from council? Not seeing any. I have a mover and seconder. There we are. So not seeing any more questions on this, the report from the manager of roads and fleet regarding the Berry Hill asphalt agreement dated October 11th for 2023 be received. And that council entered into an agreement with John Eek and Son Limited to pave 480 meters of Berry Hill Road from Sunnydale Road to the southern limit of the township. And that the bylaw be presented to council for consideration and approval. All those in favor? And that has carried. May I have a mover and seconder for the bylaw, please? Councilors Garwood and Fisher, that the bylaw listed herein be signed and sealed by the mayor and clerk, and it's 2023-095 paving agreement with John Eek and Son Limited. All those in favor? That is carried, and we are now moving on to our conformatory bylaw, and a mover and seconder, please. Deputy Cabral, Councilor Garwood, that bylaw 2023-096 to confirm and adopt the proceedings of council at the special meeting held on October 11th, 2023, listed herein, be signed and sealed by the mayor and clerk. All those in favor? That has carried, and our adjournment, may I have a mover and seconder? Councilors Fisher and Thompson, that the special meeting of the township does now adjourn at 6:48 p.m. to meet again in regular meeting on October 18th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. All those in favor? And that has carried. Thank you.